3 weeks, one rumor, and the HOA accused me of embezzlement with forged receipts. My name is Patricia Henderson, and I'm 72 years old. For 35 years, I helped hold Maplewood together, volunteering at the library, organizing neighborhood potlucks, leading the garden club. Everyone knew me, everyone trusted me, but one woman's jealousy, a whispered lie, and forged documents destroyed everything I built. And the worst part? She was my best friend for 20 years. It started on a Tuesday morning in September. I was at the Maplewood Community Center, setting up for our annual charity bake sale. My friend Linda Morrison walked in with this strange look on her face. Linda was always the first to hug me at every event, always smiling, always supportive. That morning, she wasn't smiling. "Pat, I need to talk to you," she said, her voice low and serious. My heart dropped. "What's wrong, Linda?" She hesitated, glancing around like someone might be listening. "People are talking, Pat, about you and Mr. Stevenson." Mr. Stevenson? Gerald Stevenson was the 78-year-old widower who lived 2 streets over. We had coffee together at the senior center sometimes. That was it. Just 2 lonely people who'd both lost their spouses, sharing conversation. Talking about what? I felt my face flush. Linda's eyes darted around the room. "They're saying you 2 are having an affair, that you've been sneaking around, that you're after his money." I actually laughed. It was so absurd. "Linda, that's insane. Gerald and I are just friends. We talk about our grandkids, our gardens. Who would even say something like that?" She wouldn't look me in the eye. "It's just what I heard, Pat. I thought you should know." It didn't sound like a warning. It sounded like a test, but I brushed it off. Neighborhood gossip, I thought. It'll blow over. I was so wrong. By Thursday, 3 women had canceled their spots in my garden club. No explanation, just brief texts. "Can't make it anymore." On Friday, the library head librarian asked to speak with me privately. It wasn't just whispers anymore. Doors started closing. "Patricia, we've received complaints about your conduct, your relationship with Mr. Stevenson. I think it's best if you take a break from volunteering." My blood ran cold. "Margaret, you've known me for 15 years. Do you really believe?" "It's not about what I believe. It's about community perception." I left the library feeling hollow, like the floor had dropped out. And once the library shut its door, others felt free to follow. This wasn't just gossip anymore. This was my reputation being systematically destroyed. Can you imagine? Decades of trust gone in days. That weekend, Gerald and I decided to attend the Sunday community potluck together. We thought if we showed everyone there was nothing to hide, nothing inappropriate, the rumors would stop. We were so naive. When we walked into the community center, the room went silent. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. I saw Linda in the corner, whispering to a group of women. They all stared at us like we'd done something unforgivable. I tried to smile, tried to mingle. He went to the coffee station. I went to the dessert table. It didn't matter. People were cold, distant. I overheard snippets, shameless. At her age, poor Gerald's late wife must be rolling in her grave. Someone I'd greeted warmly set down their plate and walked to the other side of the room. A group chat I wasn't even part of went silent the moment my name came up. I went home and cried, not from sadness, from rage, from helplessness, but then Monday morning came, and everything got worse. A certified letter arrived from the Maplewood Homeowners Association. They were suspending my position as Garden Committee Chair pending investigation into conduct violations. I called the HOA president immediately. Tom, what investigation? Pat, several residents filed complaints. They say you've been using HOA funds inappropriately. Meeting with Mr. Stevenson for business lunches and charging them to the community budget. I nearly dropped the phone. That's a lie. Every single receipt is documented. This is slander. I'm just following protocol, Pat. We have to investigate. They didn't ask me first. They didn't check the ledger first. They just reacted. Linda had friends on committees. She knew exactly where to plant a rumor, so it looked like a concern, not gossip. A whisper wasn't enough. She needed paperwork, because paperwork scares people into silence. I spent 2 days going through every receipt, every bank statement, every email. Everything was clean. Of course it was. I'm not perfect. I can be direct. But I've never stolen a dime. Then my neighbor, Susan Caldwell, knocked on my door. Susan was quiet, kept to herself, but we'd always been friendly. Pat, I need to tell you something, she said, looking over her shoulder like someone might be watching. But you can't say it came from me. What is it, Susan? It's Linda. Linda Morrison. She's the one spreading the rumors about you and Gerald. My stomach dropped. Linda? But why? We've been friends for 20 years. Susan's face was pained. Because Gerald turned her down. She asked him out a few months ago after his wife passed. He said no. Said he wasn't interested. She's been bitter ever since. And when she saw him having coffee with you, she trailed off. I couldn't breathe. Susan, how do you know this? She told me. She was bragging about it. Said you needed to be taken down a peg, that you always acted like you were better than everyone. Pat, she's even the one who filed the HOA complaint. She made up fake receipts, forged your signature. One of them was dated the same day you were at the dentist across town. I remember because you gave me a ride that morning. A woman I'd trusted, laughed with, shared meals with for 2 decades, had systematically tried to ruin my life over a man neither of us was even dating. Susan, will you testify to this? Will you tell the HOA board? She hesitated. Fear crossed her face. I don't want to get involved, Pat. In Maplewood, Linda doesn't yell, she files things. Last year, she got someone's dog reported to animal control over a noise complaint. She knows how to punish people quietly. If she finds out, I told you. I understood. I didn't blame her. Fear silences good people, but I wasn't going to be silent. I gathered every piece of evidence I could find. I brought the bank records, Gerald's sworn statement, and a handwriting report that proved those receipts weren't mine. Then I requested a formal HOA board meeting. I demanded Linda Morrison be present. The meeting was tense. Linda sat across the table from me, her face carefully neutral. The board members looked uncomfortable. Tom Winters cleared his throat. Pat, we've reviewed your documentation. Everything appears to be in order. But nothing, Tom, I interrupted, my voice steady. Linda Morrison has been spreading malicious lies about me for months. She forged documents to frame me for embezzlement. She's destroyed my reputation with deliberate, calculated lies. and I want her held accountable." Linda's face went pale. "That's not true. I never—" "Susan Caldwell told me everything," I said. "She told me you started these rumors because Gerald Stevenson rejected you, that you've been bragging about taking me down." She gave me details that prove those receipts are fake. The room erupted. Linda's hands were shaking. "Susan's lying. She's trying to protect Pat because—" "Then we can ask Susan to speak privately if she's willing," I said. "Or my attorney can request a formal statement if this escalates." Tom looked at Linda. "Linda, is any of this true?" For a long moment, she said nothing. Then, slowly, her composure cracked. "She doesn't deserve Gerald. She doesn't deserve any of it." Her voice was shaking, bitter. "She walks around here like she's the queen of Maplewood, with her perfect garden and her perfect volunteer record. I've lived here just as long. I've worked just as hard. But does anyone notice me? No. It's always Patricia this, Patricia that." The truth spilled out, ugly and raw. She admitted to starting the rumors, to forging the receipts, to organizing a whisper campaign to isolate me. The board was stunned. Tom immediately called for Linda's removal from all HOA positions. Several members apologized to me. But here's the thing about damage. An apology doesn't undo it, even with the truth out. Some people still believed the rumors. Some people still looked at me with suspicion. A lie doesn't need proof to spread. It only needs people willing to repeat it. Gerald and I stopped having coffee together, not because we wanted to, but because we were both exhausted. Exhausted from defending ourselves, exhausted from being watched. Maybe someday we'll sit down again, share a cup, laugh about grandkids. I hope so, but not yet. Susan never testified publicly, but her details helped me prove the receipts were fake. I don't blame her for staying quiet. Linda moved away 6 months later. I heard she went to live with her daughter in another state. The community slowly returned to normal, but it was never quite the same for me. I still volunteer, but less. I still garden, but the joy is dimmed, because I learned something painful. A reputation that takes decades to build can be destroyed in weeks by one person's jealousy, and a community's willingness to believe the worst without asking questions. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been targeted by gossip or a false accusation? What would you do first? Confront them publicly, collect evidence quietly, or leave the community? Comment 1, 2, or 3 and tell me why. And if you've been on the other side, if you've ever believed a rumor without asking questions, think about that, because words have power, and once they're out there, "I'm sorry" doesn't always fix it. Share your story in the comments. Someone reading it might need it today.